Hi, I'm going to show you how to arch your eyebrows. The first step to a finished brow. And you'll need a few things to get started. For one, you'll need a pair of tweezers. You'll also need a pair of scissors, a disposable mascara wand, a white eyeliner, and alcohol or witch hazel and tissue. The first thing you'll do is grab your disposable mascara wand. I have mine bent at a 90-degree angle. You're going to use it to comb through your brows. The next step is to determine 3 points on your eyebrows, where they begin, the high point of your arch, and where they end. I'm going to be using my tweezers and my white eyeliner to do this. So, look at my face. Notice these 2 indentations by my nose. I like to use that as a guide for where my brows begin. So I take my tweezers and I'm going to hold them up right along that indentation. I'll take my white pencil and mark on my brow where they should begin. Secondly, you're going to determine the high point of your arch. Take your tweezers again in the same position, but pivot them so that the tweezers go right across the center of your pupil or iris. And make your mark. Lastly, you're going to determine where your eyebrows will end. Now this time I actually move the tweezers out to the outside of my nose and pivot them so that they line up directly with the outer corner of my eye. Like that. Now these are guidelines. You can always go in and change them, move things if you like, but this will give you a general idea of the points that you need to consider when you're arching your eyebrows. Now, as I said, I went and placed those points along the lower portion of my brow. I'm going to do the same thing for the top. Now I've placed my first dot. The second dot is going to be up to you. You can place it parallel to the dot you placed for the high point of your arch, or you can place it a little closer in towards your eye, a little further out. This will all determine the shape that you have when you arch your brow. I'm going to place mine a little bit inward. So there you go. So you've mapped out your brow. Now you're going to connect the dots. Just like that. Now you can go in and fill in your brow with a white pencil, or you can just use this outline. It's completely up to you. However you will feel more comfortable and what gives you a better guide for where to pluck. Next, you're going to take your tweezers and begin plucking any hair that falls outside of that line. Now you're going to take your tissue with your alcohol or witch hazel and remove that line. Next, you can go back in with your tweezers and clean up any areas that you feel you may have missed, any areas that need additional shaping or plucking. Now if you notice, I plucked above and below my brow. Some people don't like to do that. They just like to pluck below. I think you get a cleaner result when you pluck above and below, but it's personal preference. A lot of times when you do your brows and they still don't look quite right, it's because the hair is too long. So you need to go in and trim it. So I'm going to use my scissors and my disposable wand and comb up or brush up with the wand. And then any hair that falls above the area that you just shaped and arched, you trim. Now be very careful because you don't want to trim off too much. You're just really literally trimming. Keyword trim. Now I'm going to do the same thing, except I'm going to brush downward. And there you go. Take your mascara wand, brush through your brows one more time, and you're all done. So zoom in a little bit so that you can see that and compare it to the brow that hasn't been arched yet. You should still see a lot of hair. There's no clean defined shape. And then back to the brow that has been arched. It's quite a difference. So now I'm going to do my other brow. Now the important thing when you're doing your second brow is to try to make sure that it looks as close to the first brow as possible. Sometimes it's going to be impossible to get them exactly the same. Don't drive yourself crazy. You want to get them to be close. They don't have to be exact. And there you go. Both brows have been arched.